If they stopped chasing you, it wasn't random, it wasn't timing, and it definitely wasn't because you weren't good enough. It happened because of one silent mistake that instantly kills attraction, and almost nobody sees it coming. The more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. You text more you try, harder you give more attention, and suddenly they pull away like something flipped overnight, and now you're stuck overthinking every message, wondering what changed. But here's the truth: attraction over text doesn't fade by accident, it shifts based on how people perceive your value. And the moment you become too available, too predictable, too easy to access you, remove the very tension that makes someone want to chase. Because people don't chase what's always there. They chase what feels meaningful, what feels earned, what feels earned, what feels earned. Like it could disappear, and without realizing it, you might be giving your attention so freely that there's nothing left for them to invest in. Think about how it starts with someone new. Everything feels easy. You're both engaged, replies are quick. The energy is mutual and natural, but then slowly, you start doing more. You reply instantly every time you carry the conversation. You make sure it never dies. And it feels like you're doing the right thing. But in reality, you're removing their reason to step up. Because attraction isn't built on what you give, it's built on what they invest. And when they don't have to work for your attention, even a little, they start valuing it less. Not because they're playing games, but because that's how human nature works. We value what we earn and overlook what comes too easily, and this is where most people get it wrong. They think making someone chase is about tricks or acting cold, but real attraction is simpler and stronger. It's about creating space where the other person naturally wants to come closer, where they feel your presence, but also feel they can't fully control it. And that doesn't mean ignoring them. It means you stop making them the center of your world. You stay focused on your own life, your own priorities, and you let your attention become something that has weight instead of something that's always available. Because the moment your life revolves around their replies is the moment the dynamic flips and you lose the edge that made them interested in the first place. So instead of asking, how do I make them chase me? Start asking, how do I become someone worth chasing without forcing it or losing myself now? Here's where everything starts to change, because the moment you stop overgiving and start controlling your attention, the dynamic flips in your favor. And it happens through 3 simple shifts. The first is controlled. Availability, which means you're no longer glued to your phone, reacting to every message. The second it appears, you reply when it makes sense for you, not out of fear of losing them. And this alone signals that your life is full, that your time matters, and that you're not chasing validation through constant replies. And ironically, this makes people more curious about you, not less, because now there's space for them to wonder about you. The second shift is how you communicate value. Most people try too hard, they over-explain, they send long messages trying to stay interesting, but high-value communication feels effortless. It's shorter, clearer, and more intentional. You say just enough to spark curiosity. Instead of giving everything away, you might share something light, something playful, or something that hints at your life without fully explaining it. And this pulls them in, because now they want to know more. They start asking questions. They start investing energy into understanding you, and that's where attraction grows. And the third shift is attention control, which means you stop rewarding low effort behavior. If they send dry replies, you don't overcompensate. If they take hours to respond, you don't sit there waiting and instantly reply when they come back. You stay in your own rhythm, calm, steady, and unaffected, and this creates a natural mirror effect, where they begin matching your energy instead of you chasing theirs. And here's the key insight: this isn't manipulation, it's balance. You're simply removing the habit of overgiving. And once that balance is restored, something powerful happens. They start noticing your absence. They feel the difference. They become more engaged, more curious, more invested, not because you forced it, but because you gave them space to step in. And this is where everything comes together, because once you understand this, you realize you were never supposed to chase. Anyone you were just supposed to stop over giving your time, your attention, and your energy to people who weren't matching it. Because the goal isn't to make everyone chase you. The goal is to attract the right people who are willing to invest in you without being pushed. And the only way to do that is by raising your standards and protecting your attention when you stop carrying conversations, when you stop filling every silence, when you stop proving your worth through constant availability. Something powerful happens the wrong. People fall away naturally and the right ones step forward with more effort, more consistency, and more intention, and that's when everything changes. Texting stops feeling stressful and starts feeling natural again, because now the effort is mutual. And here's what most people never realize: it wasn't that people lost interest in you before, it's that you were doing all the work, you were removing any need for them to show up. And once you take that away, they either rise or they disappear, and both outcomes are wins, because now you're no longer stuck in one-sided conversations. Are confusing mixed signals you're in control of your time, your focus, and your energy, and that's what creates real attraction. Because when you give attention, it actually means something. It feels intentional. It feels intentional. It feels earned. And that's what makes people think about you. Even when you're not texting, that's what creates that pull where they check their phone, wondering if you replied, because your presence is no longer constant. It's valuable and rare. And if you take one thing from this, remember this: attraction grows in space, not pressure. The more you try to force connection, the faster it fades. But when you create space for curiosity, for investment, for mystery, everything starts working in your favor. So the next time you pick up your phone, don't ask, "What should I say?" to keep them interested. Ask, "Am I giving them a reason to invest in me? Or am I doing all the work for them?" Because that one shift changes everything. And once you apply it, you won't just get better conversations, you'll attract people who meet you at your level without you ever needing to chase again.